I'm done. I am done. I am done. Last day of the daily video project. Thank the gods for that, because I don't think I can do this much longer. Somehow, I don't know how, I've made 100 videos in 100 days. I've lost my mind. From November until now, until 5 minutes ago, I have spent 101 hours editing videos, 31 hours filming. November and December, my average was about 15 or 16 hours a week. That does not count writing or research time, though. This doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, that is the running theme of this whole thing, is just don't worry about it being perfect. Don't even worry about it being good. Just do something. So what have I learned from this crazy experience? Well, first, self-acceptance. That is the main reason I started this thing in the first place. Not only am I more confident in front of the camera, but I'm actually much more comfortable being open and honest and even vulnerable in front of other people. I worry much less about myself and how I appear, how I come across, I'm much more able to focus on what they're saying. I'm a better listener. I don't worry so much about whether or not people will accept me, because I've been spending so much time just trying to accept myself. How do you measure something like self-confidence? How do I know how much better it's gotten? But that's something I'm gonna work on my entire life. I also learned that depression is not the obstacle I thought it would be when I started this. I mean, I had quit my job. October 2nd was my last day of work, so that's one of the other reasons I started this project. I figured, I've been depressed before. If I have nothing to do all day, no responsibilities for a little while, then that means I'm probably just gonna lie in bed all day in my pajamas and stop showering and stop eating and stop seeing people and just binge watch Netflix all day. And I needed a project to make sure that I would stay creative, curious, that I would continue to reach out to people, and for some accountability too. I don't know if it's that it worked, that my plan was successful, or if that depression was never an issue in the first place. That maybe I'm just better. I don't know. There's no cure for depression, and most people who experience it at some point in their lives do experience it again. But at least I no longer see it as something that's just around the corner, something that's lurking right behind me at all times. Now I see it as a part of my life, but something that I don't have to worry about so actively. I'm much more confident that it's under control, that I'm okay. Anxiety, on the other hand, has not been so great. But I've struggled with anxiety my entire life, whereas depression is a more recent development for me. Anxiety is just a part of my being. Well, there's no cure for that either. At least this project has definitely helped me convince myself that yes, I am able to live my life still, and anxiety doesn't have to stop me from doing anything. And I learned how to make a habit out of doing things instead of just thinking about doing them. If you ever think to yourself, oh, that's something I'd like to try one day, just do it. Just start. Just take the first step, even if you're not ready, especially if you're not ready. And I learned the value of starting small, just slow but steady progress. I mean, big accomplishments begin with small steps, and they end with small steps. All you have to do once you take that first step is just keep walking, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. It's actually not that hard, it turns out. I've never done anything for 100 days in a row before. Not even close, especially something that I found so terrifying. That is a lesson that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. I mean, it's one of those things that you always know, but it's hard to actually do it. And discipline. I've learned that I can be disciplined. I can actually do what I say I'm going to do. I don't know, I've always kind of doubted that. I don't know what's different about it this time. Why is it that so many times I've tried to make a commitment to something and I failed at it, I gave up? What is different about this time? I don't know. Things lined up just right. Just this once. I hope it continues, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was just dumb luck. I guess the lesson to take away from that is no matter how many times you fail, that doesn't mean that you can't succeed the next time. You just keep trying things a little differently. And I learned that I really do love to experiment with documenting my own learning process. The act of documenting the process changes the process. I've found that when I'm filming myself learning something, as ridiculous as it feels to be filming something so boring, like me just reading stuff on Wikipedia for 2 hours, having the camera there, strangely, maybe it's because it reminds me that I'm not alone. It seems to make me feel more courageous and more playful, more optimistic, but mostly more courageous to just keep trying and to have fun with it and to be okay with the frustration and not give up, because it's very common that I will start learning something, then realize it's really difficult and I don't understand it, and then give up. Documenting it and making a project out of it and sharing it with other people, any form of documentation seems to make me more brave. But the best part of all, the best part of this entire crazy project has been the comments, especially the comments on Google+. We've had some amazing conversations. The videos are one thing, but the conversations that follow afterwards are really where the value comes from. Thank you so much, everyone. I consider you all good friends, even if we've never met in person, and I don't know what else to say from there. I'm just so grateful and honored. I was tempted today to say whether I thought this was a success. I'm always wondering if there's something better that I could be doing, something more important or more productive or just more practical. I mean, 100 video blogs in 100 days is perhaps kind of a stupid idea, maybe self-indulgent idea, maybe just not the best use of my time. I mean, certainly there are a bunch of other things I could be doing. It's impossible to know whether the thing you're doing is the best thing you could be doing. It's not a waste of time if you put your heart into it, if you lose yourself in it, if you're trying something new, if you're continually experimenting and learning from both your successes and your failures, especially the failures. You learn the most from those, of course. And that's another one of those things that I've always known to be true. But I think this is the first time I've really put that philosophy into practice, regardless of whether or not it was the best thing I could be doing with my time. But I succeeded at least in losing myself in this project multiple times, where the hours just disappeared, and that is the best feeling in the world. And so if I could just keep doing that and keep getting out of my comfort zone and trying a bunch more new things, then this jumping off point has been possibly the best thing I've ever done. But we'll see what happens next. I have an idea in my mind that maybe a weekly or twice a month video is ideal, perhaps. So to guard against possibly being overwhelmed by freedom, having too much time for procrastination to set back in, I want to make this transition gradual. Let's say next week, 3 videos. We'll see what happens. And I do still have a daily component to this. I still want to make a daily blog post, at least, where I do keep notes about what I'm learning. I guess this is the time where I say Happy Friday, and I'll see you not tomorrow. I'm so glad I'm not going to see you tomorrow. I hope that didn't come out too mean, but you know what I mean. I will see you instead. I'll see you in a couple days.